Media Group.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I am Kellie Raspberry Evans with not my husband and podcast co-host Alan Evans. He's taking a little rest today because I have a very special guest I'm so honored to have in our studio, and it's Dr. Dennis Black. Hello, Dr. Black.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for being here. Now, listen, if you've been listening to me on the Kid Craddock Morning Show for any amount of time, and we've been talking about it here on A Sandwich and Some Lovin' too, you've heard me talk about Dr. Dennis Black because he has literally changed, well, my life and my dog's life, Larry. Okay, so Larry is our problem dog. Alan talks about him all the time. He was a rescue when we got him. He was the cutest thing ever. And then shortly after that, he started developing these chronic, awful skin allergies. And it went from the constant licking and scooting to progressively getting worse and worse and worse. And we tried everything. We tried the shots, we tried the pills, we tried the baths, and nothing was working. And Alan, as you've all heard him joke many times, that he's going to take Larry out for a long walk. And you know what, Dr. Black, the other day, we had a coyote running in our neighborhood. Oh, no, it wasn't a coyote. It was a big cat. What do you call those big cats?
Bobcat.
Bobcat. I couldn't think of the word bobcat. A bobcat. Alan said, why don't you send Larry outside to take care of it? Because he's always joking because he's such a problem dog.
Right.
And with those problems comes a lot of money. But then I met Dr. Black, and Dr. Black created this product called Ruff Greens. And he said, you give me 90 days and I'm going to give you a new Larry. And Dr. Black, you were telling the truth. And you guaranteed me, you put your word on it, you were telling the truth. So I wanted to have you on the podcast to because I mean I can do these little commercials for Ruff Greens, but we can't really dive in to the magic of this product you've created and truly how much it has done to change Larry's life and ultimately my life as his mom. So first of all, welcome, that long introduction there.
Thank you.
Really quickly before we dive into the Ruff Green story, you have such an interesting story. When I first met you, you shared me a little bit about why nutrition became so important, not just for you, but for animals as well.
Right. So in 1983, I had stage 4 cancer, kidney cancer, actually, and it had spread to my lymphatic system. So they said, there's nothing we can do for you. No chemotherapy, no radiation, nothing's going to work. Get your affairs in order. And it was at that point that I changed everything in my life as far as the way I ate. And I started juicing all the green things I could find. Long story short, now here we are 42 years later, 43 years later, and, have no cancer, obviously.
That's amazing because basically they just told you to go home to die.
That's what they said. Yes.
And were you a doctor at that point? Or
No,
did you
I was in my last semester of law school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I switched career paths at that point, and a couple years later I went to naturopathic medical school, and I started seeing people, and because I made a promise, right, that if the creator of the universe would help me get my health back, that I would spend the rest of my life helping other people with their health. That was the deal.
Yeah.
Since I survived, I figure I better start learning something about how to help people with their health. So when I did that, I created and I started a clinic, and I started seeing people from all over the world started traveling in to see me. The problem was I couldn't find any good products to give them because most of the products on the market are good marketing, but they're junk products. And so I said, well, I'm going to make some products. And so I started making products. That's when we made the Texas Superfood. And all of, all the people got better and all of that. But then those people came to me and said, hey, do you have anything for my pets? Because our pets are getting sick at the same rate that we are. And I said, well, let me look at it. Let me look at what's going on. It didn't take long to figure out what's wrong with pet food, cat and dog food, is that it's heat processed, which means it kills all of the live nutrition that's in or that should be in your dog's food. So what your dog is actually eating is dead food. There's no probiotics or enzymes or omega oils or live vitamins or antioxidants, none of that
stuff. But it
stuff.
says that stamped on the bag.
Yeah,
Are they lying?
They're lying. But they have vitamins, but they're synthetic vitamins.
Oh.
Right, but they don't have the omega oils and the antioxidants, the enzymes and the probiotics. They don't have that stuff. And so dogs are omnivores like we are. They need a wide variety of food. Cats are carnivores. They need a different diet. But dogs, they need a similar diet to us. That's why dogs did so well when people fed them scraps from the table.
Yeah.
Right? But now when you start buying 50-pound bags of dried food and giving it to them, it's like, feeding your kid McDonald's 3 meals a day. It's just not good for them.
Right.
And so I said, let's create something that will bring their dog's food back to life. So Ruff Greens is not to replace your dog's food. It's to replace what's missing from your dog's food. That's the key thing. And so when you talked about Larry, and Larry has a lot of the symptoms, but there's other symptoms, right? Like the scooching, the skin issues, eating grass, licking paws, picky eater. Mm-hmm. All of those are symptoms of a digestive problem. Okay, they all mean the same thing. It just shows up different, right? So if you had an issue and your friend had an issue, you could have the exact same issue, but it shows up differently. Right. With you, it shows up as hives. With them, it shows up as dandruff, right? It just could be the same problem, just showing up differently. So that's when all of those things present themselves in our dogs, it means that they're having digestive issues.
I used to wake up a lot in the middle of the night. I'd go right back to sleep, but that interruption, it wasn't helping me get a full night of rest. But then I'd wake up with lower back pain and I'd have to walk it off every morning. Now, I figured that's just the way it was until I discovered I'd been sleeping on the wrong mattress all these years. Our Helix mattress has literally changed our lives and made our marriage so much better. Alan took the sleep quiz for us, and in less than 2 minutes, it matched us with the Helix Dusk Luxe. We're both side sleepers. This model has the perfect amount of support, actually more firmness than I ever knew I needed. But now that I have that, no more constantly waking up in the middle of the night, no more walking off back pain in the morning. Now, Helix has mattresses for every type of sleeper. Tummy sleepers, big and tall sleepers, hot sleepers. There's even a Helix Kids mattress. Just take the Helix Sleep Quiz to find the perfect match for you at helixsleep.com/sandwich. And right now, you'll get an exclusive 20% off site-wide plus a free bedding bundle with any Luxe or Elite mattress purchase. That's sheets and a mattress protector. This is exclusive for our listeners, too. So again, you'll save 27% off site-wide plus get a free bedding bundle, the sheet set and mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order at helixsleep.com/sandwich. You are going to love Legacy Box. Becoming a parent changes how you look at memories. While we're savoring and saving every moment with our kids, suddenly you start to realize a lot of important memories from our childhood. They're trapped on VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, photo albums, crammed into boxes labeled "Do Not Throw Away" and shoved into an attic. Those are at risk of being destroyed by heat, moisture, disaster, time. And once they're gone, they're gone. That's why you need Legacy Box now. They are the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. And the process is so simple. They send you a Legacy Box and you fill it up with old VHS tapes, pictures, film reels, slides, DVDs, whatever you've got. Their team in Tennessee carefully digitizes it all by hand. They send you back the originals plus digital files on the cloud or a thumb drive. Ordering a Legacy Box is one of the best things I've done for my family because now instead of just telling my kids about that crazy vacation I took to the mountains when I was a kid, I get to show them and relive it with them. And right now, during Legacy Box's Father's Day sale, you can save big while preserving your family's history. Visit legacybox.com/sandwich to get started today. That's legacybox.com/sandwich. It's the little things that make a big difference in how I feel. Now, for me right now, it's about stretching. I didn't realize how stiff I was until I started doing it. I love when I can stretch a little further than before. It makes me feel refreshed when I'm done. And a little makeup refresh can make all the difference too with Thrive Cosmetics, my go-to clean makeup routine year-round. Now, of course, their brilliant eye brightener and Stella champagne is always in my makeup bag. Actually, I need to reorder more. I'm almost out. But it comes in 32 shades, and the Shenna Mint Green Shimmer looks really fun for summer. Their Empower Matte Precision Lipstick Crayon, it's really amazing. It gives you a beautiful color that lasts without feeling dry. They have 18 buildable shades, And I love the Dusty Rose Kaiser color. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the best part, for every product you buy, Thrive donates products and funds to help communities thrive. So far, they've given over $150 million in products and cash to over 600 giving partners. This is beauty with purpose. Amplify your summer look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich for an exclusive 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich. I don't think I've ever talked about it on this podcast before, but one day I was walking past the windows going upstairs and I noticed this greasy cooking smell. You know what I mean? It turns out it was our blinds. Something about the sun was breaking them down over the years. And who knows how long they were there before we bought our house. We needed new blinds bad, and that's what led me to 3-Day Blinds. I absolutely loved how easy they made the whole process. They send a professionally trained design consultant to your home. It's a free, no obligation, same-day quote. And they've got thousands of options to fit any budget and style. It's not just blinds. They've got shades, shutters, drapery too. 3-Day Blinds even has those motorized smart blinds that work with Alexa. Those are so cool. They take all the measurements. They handle the installation too. And it's perfect because I'm not handy. And what a difference it's made. This is an upgrade that makes your whole house feel refreshed and polished without having to do a big renovation. Right now, get quality window treatments that fit your budget with 3-Day Blinds. Head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich for their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. One last time, that's buy one, get one 50% off when you head to the 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. So basically, just like for humans, it's the gut. They say it's all in the gut. And like when I put Larry, we started with the 90-day challenge, right? So and Larry got to the point where, we tried switching his diets, which is always so hard with dogs. You have to incorporate new food and gradually introduce it. And Larry got to the point where he would just kind of pick at his kibble and just walk away. And my husband would just take it up and say, well, when he's hungry enough, he'll eat it. And it became like this battle of wills with our dog. But you said no with Ruff Greens, you don't have to change their diet, which is, I think, really helpful for pet owners who've tried to go that path before. And you said not only will Larry go from picking and sniffing and walking away from his kibble, he's going to start inhaling it and licking the bowl. And that is exactly what's happened. And I've got a couple of people up here at the office with us, and they say the same thing. Their dogs literally lick the bowl.
Yeah, it's called the Bottom of the Bowl Club. And we have thousands of dogs all over America that have joined the Bottom of the Bowl Club.
Is it because they instinctively know it's good for them, or does it just taste so damn good?
So have you ever watched your dog before they lay down? They turn in a circle before they lay down, and then they lay down. But they're laying on your living room rug. Why would they do that? They do that because instinctively in the wild, dogs had to lay the grass down to create a bed.
Yeah.
And so they don't know why they're doing it. They just do it. So instinctively, when you give them something good that they're missing, that's when they start licking the bowl because they want all of that stuff. They don't want to miss any of it because they know how it makes them feel, right? So people often ask me, what's the best dog food to feed? And I say, there really isn't a good one unless you make it yourself at home.
And you do that with your pets,
I do,
right? But
not everybody knows how to do that, and not everybody has that kind of time. So what I tell people is you don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Ruff Greens because it's the live nutrition that your dog is not getting in their daily food.
Literally overnight, Larry went from walking away to inhaling his food. And, it took, I think a lot of people, we want the quick fix. We're the microwave generation. And you think, well, after a week or two, my dog's not changed and this isn't working. But that's why you do the 90-day challenge.
Yeah. And so actually, you inspired me to make some additional changes.
I did?
Yes. So because I said, look, this is an extremely intelligent woman and she wants a quick fix.
I do.
So that means that everybody wants a quick fix. So especially with skin issues.
Yeah.
Right? Other issues like joint issues and other digestive issues, those you can take a little more time with, but skin issues, you're seeing those every day.
Yeah.
And so what I've done is I'm almost finished now, creating a line of shampoos and conditioners and skin cream for dogs with severe skin issues. It's
That's-
called Rough Skin.
That's wonderful.
So
I'm not even going to ask for a percentage of that. I'm going to let you have that. I'm just so happy that I inspired someone.
So it's Rough Naturals is the brand, but Rough Skin is the product name, and it'll be out this summer.
Because I'm not lying out. Larry has seen a tremendous amount of improvement, and I know the longer we're on it, it's just going to get better and better. But I sent you video because after about it was really strange with Larry's. I'll just tell you about Larry's experience. At first, he's started showing improvement, and then it's almost like it started backpedaling a little bit, and his stomach started scaling up again. And I was so upset, and so I took a video of me. I have a knit comb. And I was literally just scraping the skin off of Larry's belly. And I sent you the video. I was like, I don't know what to do. Is this not working? You said, give it more time because we're dealing with the gut issues.
Right.
And so, I trusted the process.
Yep.
And then after 60, so that was like the first 30 days. And after 60 days, it started swinging back the other way.
Right.
And literally last night, it's been just over 90. Well, we're coming up the end of 90 days. I'm about out of my tent. I'm about to replace it. And I'm holding Larry in my arms like I do, like he's a baby. He loves that. And I'm stroking his belly, and I'm like, his belly was clear. His neck, because his skin was breaking and bleeding on his neck.
Right.
It's cleared up.
Yep.
He still has a little bit of flaking on his paws, like the
Right.
extremities. But I would, if the progress stopped there, I'd be thrilled. But I know it's only going to keep getting even better.
Well, the reality is when we get sick, we don't get sick overnight, right? Whatever got us sick took time for us to get there. I used to have people come into the clinic all the time, and sometimes they were 50, 100 pounds, 200 pounds overweight, and they want to lose weight and get healthy. I'm like, well, how long has it been since you were that weight? Mm-hmm. Well, it's been 5 years. Okay, well, it's not going to take 5 years to get you healthy, but it's not going to happen in 30 days either.
Right.
So Larry didn't get sick overnight, and he's not going to get well overnight. But for most dogs, dramatic improvement in 90 days.
And if you do see a little tiny setback, just trust the process.
Just keep
stick
going
with it.
Keep going.
And this is something he's going to be on for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Which will only help, because
he'll live longer.
He'll live longer. He'll live happier because, he's a rescue dog. So we estimate he's probably about 9. But, you showed me some numbers that were really, kind of upsetting that when a dog reaches age 10 and beyond, half of them are going to develop cancer.
Yep.
And then the other half, the joint issues and things like that.
Right.
And Ruff Greens, how does Ruff Green impact the risk of cancer for dogs?
Well, cancer is a result of poor nutrition in almost every case. In my case, when I had cancer back in 1983, it was absolutely stress and poor nutrition. I didn't care what I ate. I just ate. I'd grab and I'd eat and I'd go because I was running 1,000,000 miles an hour. And poor nutrition will raise its ugly head, and it'll show up as all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. And you say, well, I feed XYZ dog kibble, and that's the most expensive. It's the best. And okay, I've been to a factory where they manufacture dog kibble. And I can tell you, I know what the most expensive dog kibble is, and I know what the cheapest one is. And you'd be shocked to know that they're both made in the exact same factory with almost the exact same ingredients. The only difference is the color of the kibble and the shape of the kibble.
And the marketing.
And by the way, I had my dog with me when I did that factory, and there's a big conveyor belt, and this fresh dog food is coming right out of the machine, and I grabbed a handful of it and I offered it to Buster, and Buster just turned his nose up and wouldn't eat it. And I said to the guy, I said, how come my dog won't eat your food? He said, oh, we still have one more process. We have to spray on the palatability enhancers. Oh. I said, what's that? He said, well, it's oils and it's artificial flavorings and all of those things. He says, because without that stuff, dogs wouldn't eat it. I'm like, well, if they wouldn't eat it, you probably shouldn't feed it to them.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. So that's that.
Well, we're so impressed and so pleased. And everybody I've told about it that's tried it, they're having the same, compliments about how their dogs are licking the bowl. They're noticing a little bit more pep in the step. Larry is almost like a puppy again, dancing around, and his eyes are brighter, and just I can't get over the difference in just his skin. So we've been very, very pleased. I'm really excited about the shampoos and other things too that are coming.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. But you also have other products that, in addition to the Ruff Greens powder that you sprinkle over the food, you've got the treats and the chews. How are those just do they help health-wise, or they're just added benefits?
So there's a reason for everything that we create, right? Because people come to us with problems, and we try to offer solutions. You would be shocked to know how many dogs die every year from choking on those rawhide-shaped bones and pig ears. Because
pig ears, we just gave our dog a pig ear we got for free at a doggy event. Don't do that ever again.
Don't do that again.
I'll never do that again.
And here's why. Because they'll chew it until they break off a piece, and that piece can get lodged in their esophagus. It can get stuck, and they can choke to death on it, or it can cause a bowel obstruction. And then you have to go do a surgery and all of that stuff. But thousands of dogs a year die from choking on chews of one sort or another.
Okay.
So what we did was we created these chews, and what's amazing about these chews, it takes 8 hours to make one. Now, we make them in a long thing, but it takes 8 hours to make one. What we do is we take organic rawhide, and we mince it into little pieces that are diamond-shaped that are about that big. And then we reconstruct it back into this.
A little bit bigger than a pinhead almost.
Yeah, but smaller than a pencil eraser, right? About the half of the size of a pencil eraser.
Okay.
And then we reconstruct it back into a stick with some Ruff Greens mixed in. And now it's baked for 8 hours. So it's hard. But when your dog chews it and the saliva mixes with it, it breaks apart. It cleans their teeth. But when it gets down in the esophagus, it's back into those little pieces that can't cause a bowel obstruction and choking.
Well, I will never do a pig ear again.
Yeah, this is better than a pig ear. And I guarantee you could offer my dogs a pig ear and one of these, and they'll take one of these every day of the week.
Because they instinctively know that that's just better?
No, they just taste better.
They taste better,
Yeah,
too?
they taste better than a pig ear.
All right, so that's the chew. And this is also the dental dog chew.
So they come in 3 different flavors, bacon, chicken, and beef.
Yeah, our dogs love these.
Yeah.
And you said you could give them one a day.
I give mine one every day when they come in to spend the night in the house. They get one of these.
Okay, so
that's their reward.
Because my husband's always been like, you overtreat them, they're going to get fat.
No,
that one a day.
There's no calories here.
Really?
Zero calories.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
No calories.
So 1 scoop of Ruff Greens every day, and if you choose,
it depends on the size of dog, right? So 40 pounds and under, it's 1 tablespoon.
Okay, so that's what we have with Larry. So that's why I'm saying 1.
And so we sent you a tablespoon that goes in your canister. Large dog, over 40 pounds, 2 scoops.
You can't scroll your phone for more than 30 seconds without seeing somebody talking about GLP-1s. Maybe you've been close to trying them, but you're not a needle person, or maybe you're looking for a natural alternative. Well, let me introduce you to our podcast sponsor, Veracity. Their Metabolism Ignite, it's a natural plant-based GLP-1 alternative that is doctor recommended and clinically proven to help reduce hunger. Just 2 capsules with breakfast every morning. It's all you need. And one of the first things I noticed was I wasn't thinking about food all day, that food noise you always are constantly battling. Metabolism Ignite has no allergens, no caffeine, no negative side effects, and we love that. It's shown to reduce hunger by 85% and clinically proven to help lose an average of 9 pounds in 90 days. We really love that. Look, this stuff is sold out 10 times for a reason. So before it sells out again, make the switch to GLP-1s the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use sandwich for up to 65% off your order. Once again, that's VERACITY health.co for up to 65% off. Make sure you use our promo code SANDWICH so they know we sent you. Now that I've reached a certain age, I realize how much my sleep affects me and everybody around me. It affects my energy, my mood, my patience. And I've also learned that I don't need to waste a lot on fancy sleep gadgets because one of the best things I've done is upgrade to Boll and Branch sheets. I noticed the difference from night one. They are incredibly soft, so breathable. It's because Boll and Branch's sheets are made with 100% organic cotton that's woven specifically for airflow. Now I don't wake up feeling hot with sheets sticking to my legs anymore. My sheets keep me cool and comfortable all night long. And they've actually gotten softer with every wash. They even did a survey of their customers. 94% of them said the same thing. I love my Boll and Branch sheets, and honestly, I can't imagine ever going back to any other bedding. Sleep cooler this summer with Boll and Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bollandbranch.com/sandwich with code SANDWICH. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/sandwich. Code SANDWICH to take 20% off. bollandbranch.com/sandwich, code SANDWICH. Exclusions apply. I think everybody's had that moment where they say, I should start my own business. Now, maybe you've got an amazing hot sauce recipe, or you've gotten really great at making candles or jewelry, and all your friends keep telling you you should sell that stuff. Well, what's stopping you? If you've been sitting on a business idea, Shopify makes it easy to make it happen. Everything you need to start selling is included and ready from day one. When your first customer is ready to buy, Shopify checkout helps more people actually complete the purchase. And when they come back, their information's already saved. So checkout is quick and easy. One tap and they're done. Shopify handles all the technical stuff too, the setup and checkout, so you can spend your time growing your business and doing what you actually love. It's no wonder Shopify powers millions of businesses around the world, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to small businesses just getting started like yours. With Shopify, nothing stands between your idea and a real business, so go make it one. Start your free trial at shopify.com/sandwich. That's shopify.com/sandwich. One more time, shopify.com/sandwich. Okay, and we do need to, now you've mentioned the canister. We need to talk about the canister because it's not just something cute for you to store the Ruff Greens in.
It isn't. It has
a purpose.
Everything we do has a purpose.
Yeah.
So this is the bag that you get, and it has a press to seal closure on it. Mm-hmm. And the problem was that people were just being lazy and they weren't closing it correctly. Well, this is not what you think it is. This is live nutrition. These are live enzymes and probiotics inside this bag. If you take an apple and you cut it in half and lay it on your kitchen counter, 20 minutes later, it's turning brown.
Yeah. Because
the enzymes in the apple are already beginning to break it down.
It doesn't mean it's gone bad.
No.
It's not visually pleasing to look at.
It's just an indication, though, that the enzymes are actually working. Okay. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay. If you leave this bag open and exposed to oxygen, it'll begin to break down everything inside of here as well, because this is what's going to help your dog's gut. So what we did was we created this canister, and the canister has a double seal on it. And what you hear that little, right? So what you do is you take the bag and you dump it in here, and then you use the scooper to scoop it for the proper dose, put the scoop back in, put the lid back on, and then you just put this on your kitchen counter because there's not a lot of branding on it, right? It's just a green canister sitting on your counter. It does have some branding on the bottom that somebody says, "Oh, where did you get that?" You just scan this.
QR code on the bottom.
QR code on the bottom. But this is the most important part of the whole process because it keeps it fresh for the full 30 days, full month. So
no refrigeration required.
No refrigeration required.
Just keep it in the canister to keep it.
And keep it sealed in the canister.
It's been really great. It's been a huge game changer for Larry. And because of the Ruff Greens, really briefly, I know we're here to talk about Ruff Greens today, because you were doing so much good for our dog, I was like, well, what can you do for me? I've got issues with, lack of energy. I cannot stop snacking all the time. Those, the sugar crashes in the afternoon, that constant need to snack. And you said you need to get on Texas Superfood because that was the original. Ruff Greens is the
Ruff Greens came later, right? But here's the reason why Texas Superfood works. I'm just going to use McDonald's because everybody has eaten McDonald's once in their life at least.
I tell you, when I was pregnant,
right?
You crave things. I craved McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was because there's just a McDonald's on every corner and I could easily get one, or was it my body telling me I needed a cheeseburger? Why was I craving a cheeseburger?
So let's just say that you go to McDonald's and you get some kind of a meal with fries and a Coke. And so you eat that for lunch, and then your body sifts through all of that you just consumed. It's looking for one thing. It's looking for nutrition. Calories doesn't really care that much about. Nutrition is what your body's looking for. Because there's no nutrition in McDonald's at all, zero. It's raw, empty calories is basically what it is.
I don't think even they would argue with you on that.
Yeah, well, that's a long story,
Yeah.
right? I have a McDonald's hamburger that's 20 years old.
Oh, yeah?
Not refrigerated, still in the wrapper. It doesn't go bad.
Yeah.
There's no live food in McDonald's, right? So now you go back and get the apple pie that comes with the Big Mac fries and the Coke because you're still hungry. And it's been fried to death, so there's no live nutrition there either. An hour later, you're still hungry because your body wants nutrition. So with Texas Superfood, 2 with breakfast, 2 with lunch, 2 with dinner, your body stops screaming at you to feed it all the time because you're getting the nutrients that your body's been looking for forever.
It's true. That is, and I know a lot of people, some of the selling points, you get better sleep, you have more energy, but literally the first thing I noticed was I'm satisfied.
Right.
It's not like I feel bloated or anything like that. I just feel completely satisfied.
Because your brain is what tells you that you're hungry because it's looking for nutrients and there's none in your body.
Right.
You put the Texas Superfood in your body and your body stops screaming at you. By the way, what's in Texas Superfood is 55 vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. That's what's important, is the vine-ripened part. So we've all had tomatoes from our grandparents. We lived in the country and you went out there. Those tomatoes were bursting with flavor. You buy a tomato at your local grocery store, it tastes like cardboard.
It's like nothing.
Because there's nothing in it. And here's the reason why. They picked that tomato when it was green, knowing that at some point it will turn red by the time it gets to the grocery store. So they have to pick it days and days and days ahead of it's actually being ripe. When you leave a tomato on the vine and let it vine ripen, now it's loaded with nutrients. That's what gives it flavor. Pick it green, no nutrients. So what we use in Texas Superfood is vine ripened fruits and vegetables. That's why there's so many nutrients in there.
Well, it was an immediate difference. I thought with Larry, because, Larry at that point when I started taking Texas Superfood, I guess he was about 60 days in. I was like, well, maybe it'll take a little while for this to kick in. That satisfied feeling was almost instantaneous. And so that's been really, I was even telling Robert from, our producer for Love Letters to Kellie about it. I said, I just can't explain it. I just don't feel like, I need a little something before I go to bed. I need a little something. That feeling is gone.
Right.
So
for everyone, it's not that way.
Yeah, it's different for everyone.
Yeah, so it's different for every person. Some people are going to feel that sooner than others. Some people are just going to notice they're sleeping better within, weeks. Other people are going to say, I just have more energy. I'm just not as tired as I usually am. So every person gets a different set of benefits at a different ratio. Yeah. But the bottom line is, it's so good for you. Just keep doing it. You do it for 100 days, you're absolutely going to see a huge difference.
I'm only about three weeks in, I think. So I'm really very, very excited to see where the changes take me. And I can't thank you enough for Ruff Greens.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just, I've always promised Larry. I mean, honestly, I'm not making light of it. I have prayed about it. I was like, God, please help me figure out how to fix Larry, because I don't know what else to do. Because y'all know, if you do the shots, you'll do anything for your dogs. You love them so much. And it's just so expensive. And my husband, being a little bit more practical when it comes to those kind of things, he's like, how much money are we going to keep spending on this dog? Because it's ridiculous. And so now with Ruff Greens, I finally feel like my prayer was answered, that I'm holding my dog. And I was like, I told you I was going to find the answer. And I feel like that I have with Ruff Greens. So thank you for that.
Amen.
And also for me now, because, I've how much have I talked about? Yeah, my husband's always listing my ailments on this podcast. I'm postmenopausal now. I went through menopause the same time as COVID. You talk about just a double whammy on me mentally, emotionally. I'm pulled in 50 different directions. My daughter's graduating high school. I'm not getting the sleep I need and what do you do when you're tired and cranky? You shove the garbage in your mouth. And so I feel like Texas Superfood has also been another answer to prayer that I wasn't even praying. I was praying for my dog more than I was praying for me.
Well, I whenever I do a prayer, I always say, Lord, I need this or better. And I always put or better at the end. That way I open the door for him to give me whatever it is he wants to give me. Right? So Texas Superfood is your or better.
Yeah, it was my or better.
Yes.
Like I said, I answered a prayer. I wasn't even praying. You've been following my list of ailments, and you're hearing, I'm telling you, this stuff is really working for me. And if you would like to try Texas Superfood, Dr. Black has been very generous. If you go to texassuperfood.com, you can use promo code SANDWICH, and you're going to get $15 off your first order, which is very generous. Thank you very much for that. And there's also a number you can call. It's 855 Texas 55.
55. That's
right.
correct.
Look at me memorizing that. I don't even have that written down. 855 Texas 55 or texassuperfood.com. But use promo code SANDWICH and you'll get $15 off. And then you let me know what your experience is, because I'd love to share more stories besides just mine. Even though I'd love to talk about me and my experiences more, I'd love to hear your stories too. And if you've tried Ruff Greens for your pet, please let me know, because I love to share those success stories too. Is there anything that you wanted to cover that we didn't get to, Dr.
No,
Black?
I think we did. Good job.
Well, thank you. And I'm so glad that you with your cancer story for so many years ago, and to hear your story that gives hope to people. I know some people that are, recently got a cancer diagnosis, and they're looking at these.
Yeah, it's never fun.
But naturopathic doctor, is that just looking for, what is the
So naturopathic doctors basically focus on natural cures to try to figure out how to solve whatever the problems are. So medical doctors choose surgery and medications mostly to solve the problems. Some of us don't think that's a good approach because it never addresses the root cause of what caused the problem to begin with. Right? So they treat the symptoms, but they don't treat the root cause of the symptoms. So naturopathic medicine tries to treat the root cause of symptoms. And by the way, it's not always effective. Sometimes it's too late, and you need to treat the symptom first, right, and then come back and try to fix the root cause. So it's a juggling game.
Well, I'm glad you figured it out, and I'm glad you did, for me and for my dog Larry, and for everybody listening. If you're like, I've run out of options, you have another option. You have Ruff Greens and you have Texas Superfood, and we have Dr. Dennis Black to thank for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your products with us, and I can't wait to try those shampoos and creams.
Yeah, they're coming soon.
Great. Let me know, and we'll talk about it then.
Okay, I'll get you some.
Thank you, Dr. Black.